Hi Brian. Actually, I just want to explain you what exactly is happening in this MSP project file. You wanted to explain. You wanted me to explain the reasons behind these error messages which are coming. The main purpose of this indicators, you need not worry about that. Actually, the main project will be somehow will not affect anything on that. So you can just continue with the project which file whatever you're having, irrespective of the messages which are coming here. The main things which you need to look into is like there is a over allocation of one particular activity for Vene. This has to be somehow we have to reduce the duration, or in such case we have to either change his timings. Actually, here in this case, let me show you where exactly this is happening. So you have to go to the resource usage file. There you can see the Verne is having one particular duration where he is working overtime, that is like 10 hours beyond 5 hours. So in that case you can reduce the duration to 2.5, 2.5 and 2.5. Actually, before that I'll just let you know that we have created a baseline here. First of all, baseline is something which is fixed in the very completion of the freezing of the project. So basically yesterday I have freezed it to 2nd of May. That's why you are unable to change anything on this baseline. So instead what you have to do is you have to go to project. There you have to see that there is a file, there is a ribbon called set baseline. You have to clear the baselines which are available here. So what happens is the entire baseline which I have saved on 5th of May is getting deleted all by itself. Even whenever you find it uncomfortable, to an extent, I will just tell you that if you want to change the entire dates as such, then you can delete the baselines whatever have been fixed initially. So I am just deleting the baseline, and you can change the dates in the start and finish. There is another column for start and finish. So that start and finish will remain the same, the initial start and finish which we have updated yesterday. That will come like the dates which we have initially entered. Now you want to change this dates to 2nd of May has to become a 9th of May. That's what you have mentioned in your mail which you have sent earlier. So there is a complete change in the dates, because the dates have already been crossed. You just want to update this to 9th May, right? So I am changing for time being. Even in the later stage you can change, but similarly you have to see that only these activities can be changed. The activities which are not the sub these are like summary kind of an activity. You can't change in these activities. Where you have this black sort of a line, you can't change the dates there. It's like cumulatively it will take all for itself. You will not be able to change it in these activities. That is like wherever you have this indent and out and symbol, you will not be able to change the dates there. Instead, what you have to do is you have to change in the activities which are coming under the resources like Brian and Verne scope. You have to change the dates. So in this case what we have done is like I'll be changing this May 2nd to May 9th, so that the entire project gets pushed. Okay. So similarly you can see that dates have been changed to May 9th, and again whatever the changes you have made, you have to see that there is a over allocation of the resources. In that case what you need to do is you have to go to the view of Gantt chart, and then you should go to resource usage. In resource usage you can see that all the most of the all the resources are being over allocated in one or the other activities. So basically now we are trying to reduce the duration which are excess. So from first we need to see. So basically we are starting on May 9th. Okay, so from here you have to check that the entire duration have to be 5 hours or just below than that. Now you see, I'll be changing this 5 hour 2.5 to 5 hours, because anyways you people are going to work 5 hours a day, so all these activities will become 5 hours a day. Since you have used 5 days 5 hours a day, the balanced activities you can reduce, like the total duration will be remaining the same. You see, there is a total 2.5 hours, there is a count of like 50 hours. The total duration has to be 50, it should remain as 50. So what you can do is, like, you can update here as 5 hours, and the number of days will get reduced for that particular activity. Okay, now you can delete. So now you can see that on 9th, on this particular June 13th, this particular activity is coming to an end. So 50 hours is the total duration, which was initially the 50 hours. Now we have changed it to 5 hours a day. And finally, what Verne is doing is, like, the next from 13th onwards he is free for few days, because there is no such activity for him. And again there is a activity from July 4th, like 4 images for and 9 images, some activities in related to, I don't know where exactly, but this is an activity where you have to update it as 2.5 hours, so that the over allocation thing will get. So you can see that there is no more over allocation for this activity. All his activities that are coming under Verne's scope. And similar to that, you have to reduce the duration for Brian, that is you. Okay, so wherever you find this 10 hours, you have to change it to 2.5 hours, and there must be one more activity which is like beyond 2.5, that is 5 hours. So you have to basically divide the work such that the total working hours will be 2.5 hours, and later on you have to make sure that you make it as a baseline. So once you allocate the entire resources for that particular activity, then you can change it to the total duration, and basically the over allocation thing has to be sorted out every time you have a this red kind of indication on your main Gantt chart sheet. I guess I'm able to explain you to an extent. The thing is, my diction is not that good. Hope you understand. So as far as the first 5 days, 6 days are concerned, we have changed it to 5 hours. Previously it used to be like 10 hours. Now we have changed it to 5 hours a day. And again, your scope has come to 10 hours on Tuesday of a week which starts with June 13th. See, so this again has to be 2.5 hours, and this 2.5 hours. See, all the changes I am making just to show you how exactly it has to be done. And finally, this is the output I am going to give you. And I have been delaying a lot for the last 5 to 10 days. Let me tell you, I am very busy for the last few days. Sorry for that. Okay, so now again we can directly go to the Gantt chart. See, so what happens is, like, there is no over allocation as of now. So all the activities are completely allocated as per the duration, that is 5 hours a day. And you have been asking that why the duration becomes more than the duration of the total work. like you can see that 10 days is being allotted for this contact us. But 1 day plus 2 day plus 1 day plus 2 days, it has to be like 6 days, not more than that. Brian, previously you are worried about the duration, which are cumulatively coming quite higher than what it has to be. Like for instance, this 1 plus 1 plus 1, 1 and 3, it has to be like 7 days, but whereas it is coming 13. Basically here this awareness activity is starting on some other day, which is with respect to the activity which is preceding. Like page design is coming like 14th of June, and again awareness activity is coming on in digital store, which is like 15th June. So this 1 day gap it is coming between awareness previous activity and the other activity. Next you have awareness activity again after that, and for in collaborate activity, there is 4 images for this page, where this activity is only 1 day. So the duration between awareness activity and this Brian's activity itself is the difference, which is coming like 7 days. Because of that you have a duration break. You see, you will not be able to work overtime, and as soon as Werner has completed his work, you will not be able to take up, just because your previous works are hampering this work. So you will have to complete this work, and then you have to visit to this work. That's the main reason you will not be able to attend them as you are seeing on paper. It will be like that, but if you are realistically want to start by itself, then these activities you need not spend 5 hours a day completely. Then there has to be a multi-level, means like multiple tasks you need to fulfill in the very same day. If you will be able to give me the breakup of the activities which you can be able to do that, like for instance this page copy is there, an entire 1 day isn't required, that is an entire 5 hours may not be required. In that case you can just give me a duration like an hour, how many hours you will be able to work on these activities. Based on that I will be able to prepare a better schedule. But here what happens is, like, I have given 5 hours a day completely for page copy. So that might not be the case. Like page copy you will be able to work an hour, and the next activity you will be able to give like another hour, and in that fashion, if you want to complete the duration, if you want me to complete the duration, then you will have a schedule where everything can be squeezed into one activity. So that's the main reason that you will not be able to see any sort of a correlation between what the summary task is giving as a duration and what the durations are coming here, because 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 is not the total duration that you get here. The 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 and the gaps between the Werner's activity that ends in the Brian's activity which starts. So this duration gap itself is what is being shown in the main contractors as a summary. So overall you can select, and now you can check that there are all the here we have all the resources that are acting, going to take up the jobs. So this is how the Brian's work has been divided as such. So Brian's one activity is coming and the other activity is going on. So this is how we have given a breakup for the entire project. And again you're saying that there is a drop down sort of a thing here, like what you have said is like 5 to 9. I just didn't get what you have asked here. What are these letters behind the numbers in the predecessors column? There is no such column like next to the predecessors. It's like it's a custom status. Actually, there I have said earlier, right? You wanted me to introduce smileys as such, right? Somewhere I have seen that you want me to introduce smileys. Okay, just loaded it. So for your information, the status fields I was referring to was something that you mentioned the other day, and I saw someone else do it. It had drop down, I believe, where you can actually select the status with emojis in it and such. Emojis also we can have here, like for instance what we have provided here is like in custom fields. I have considered this custom status where graphical indicators are showed as a image with green and yellow and red. Instead you can go for these colors, like this is an emoji where you are saying that on schedule, and for the delayed kind of an activity you can show a little kind of a sad sort of a, not sad, but he's a neutral sort of a thing, an emoji. And the one which shows it as risk, that duration is completely delayed, there you can make him gloomy. So these are the few means. Actually if you want to show it all in different colors, you can show him as an angry as well as a delayed, as a gloomy sort of an emoji. And that's what here we are showing now. Now you can see that there are emojis here. So this is how emojis are coming, and I think you wanted this to show it as a drop down. Instead I would recommend you to use this as a self-explanatory, like it will update, it will get, become all for itself. It will show this emoji based on the activities which you are updating. And now after this you can fix this as a baseline. So on this date I am showing it as a baseline. Now you can view it in the tracking Gantt. So now you see there is a tracking Gantt where the entire durations are being showed with the tracking Gantt here, and based on the status of the work, like you can start updating in actual start and actual finish. You have actual start here, you have actual finish. Either ways you can update, like here you can update it as 11th of May. Actually these two columns are not that important. You can instead introduce the baseline. Start and baseline finish. Okay, so these are the few things which you can show it. Going to drag this. So I'll hide here. I'll insert this column here. Start. So you can update the progress as such here itself, like in actual start and actual finish, or instead you can go to resource usage graph and you can update here itself. You want to update based on the durations that you people have worked, then you can start updating here itself. Like on May 9th you wanted Verne to work actually for 5 hours, whereas on 9th and 10th he has not worked and he has started instead of it, like Wednesday. Then you want him to show that 2.5 hours only has worked. And this is how you can show the Verne scope. Now it gets updated on the tracking Gantt as well. If you see, this is how it is showing. Like 11th of May it has started. He has started the work. Hope you understood now. I'm just signing off from here. Thank you.